the Honorable Dr. Leonard Tom, Minister for Health and HIV, Sir Peter Ibadas, Governor of Enga Province, our Ministers of State who are here, Minister Maru, Minister Waipo, Minister Sungi, and Minister Medicine. We acknowledge your presence to accompany Minister Lino in this important occasion. I also want to acknowledge our two governors, Governor Mutuval and Governor the Honorable Tony Wewak. I acknowledge our members of Parliament, led by the Honorable Belanama, senior in the current Parliament. Of course, the Honorable Dr. Billy Joseph, the Honorable Gabriel Caprice, the Honorable Johnson Wapunai. Thank you again for your presence and your association with us in this very important milestone occasion. Secretary for Health and all your staff in the Health Department, all other departments who are represented here. I note Secretary Cornet Samuel from the Planning Department and every other department head and agencies, including Prime Minister's Department. Thank you all for coming up. The board chairman, and board members, the hospital CEO and all staff, thank you for your support. Thank you for your presence. The lending country, Czech Republic of the European Union, plus our contractor VAMED and all the subcontractors, all staff who had a hand in making this come to pass, Deputy Governor and all leaders of East Sepik Province, but more importantly, all our people of East Sepik Province, media friends, ladies and gentlemen, this is truly a momentous occasion. And I just want to acknowledge every one of you for showing up and being together to ensure we celebrate this important occasion in which we are about to open what is yet again a presentation of another world-class facility to the health sector in our country. But it will be unfair of me not to thank God, under whose watch all good things come, under whose inspiration a program that was started many, many years ago is coming to fruition and to pass. And we thank God for His guide and leading of our country, 47, 48 years on now, but more importantly, to the people of Wewak and East Sepik Province and to our country, for God, whose inspiration has made many, many hands work tirelessly behind the scene. I need not to repeat what Governor and others who spoke before me have indicated and appreciated. Thank you very much for the many hands who worked behind the scene to make this moment possible. This facility we are opening is a world-class facility that reflects our commitment my generation of leaders made to our country when we took office on May 30th, 2019. And we have re-echoed that in the 2022 National General Elections, that we will ensure modern health facility is delivered to our people and the health sector will be given top priority. That is why after the elections we appointed, not by mistake but by choice, a minister in the health sector who knows the sector back to front. As we assumed office and continue on in the last 4 years, we aimed in the health sector to deliver modern quality health facilities and a matching care system. We also focus to deliver health services that is accessible to our people. Little did I know my statement of 1 hour within medical reach by our people is a qualified medical practicing statement. We made a statement that meant health services from all levels, primary to tertiary health services, must be accessible to our people because it is your right to receive better health care from the government and from the health department. Health, but more importantly, better quality health care and facility is something that our country deserves, and government have been working. And I just want to indicate to East Sepik, you deserve this and you deserve better. However, we are delivering this at a backdrop, and let me contextualize. The backdrop towards which we are delivering this program. Last 4 years, when we were working as your government, was never easy 4 years. We took government at the backdrop of a rundown economy. As we started to ramp up our own programs, COVID-19 hit us December 2019. We went through COVID-19 in 2020, lived with the impact in 2021, and right through 2022. National elections, but bigger effect of an imported inflation as a result of the war that Russia unnecessarily caused Ukraine and what is happening externally. Papua New Guinea lived through 4 hard years. That is why I thank God at the very earliest, by God's grace and not James Marape's doing, that we have survived and we're still surviving thus far. But let me also say, in the midst of challenge, we learn. COVID-19, for instance, taught us a couple of important lessons. Number one lesson, COVID-19 exposed in a naked truth that the health system we were carrying was totally weak, dilapidated, and rubbish and poor. For instance, and I give you statistics, right throughout our country, we had only 44 beds with oxygen ventilation attached. When we did post-mortem, or in fact investigation to prepare to care for COVID-19 induced patients who need oxygen assistance, only 44 beds nationwide. No wonder why Wewak Hospital was struggling. Our hospital statistics was not something to be proud of. Our hospital and our health system was poor, very weak, nothing to be proud of. That was number one lesson we learned from COVID-19. Number two lesson we learned was that health and economy go hand in hand. A healthy people, a healthy nation, and a healthy economy. We learned from COVID-19 when health and disease, health-related disease or health problems are prevalent, the economy shuts down. The country is weak. And that is why in 2020, we realized that our government and governments going forward into the future must allocate greater to the health sector, because health and economy goes hand in hand. Health secures the economy, and greater economy secures the health of our people. They go hand in hand. Two coins, two sides of the same coin, rather. And so, in 2022, we worked to ramp up allocation to the health sector, and we are on course to continue on funding health sector more and building up the health sector better. The Pango-led government, the mandate that you gave to our people, to our leaders after the 2022 election, will not abandon this cause. And today I am here standing with you to indicate to the direction our country will take. Modern health care is an entitlement of our people and a security for economy in our country, and we are geared towards funding health sector like never before. But I also want to encourage, I point to you the statistics, not just of the last 4 years I've been your chief servant, but more importantly, the last 47 years of how we've come as a nation. The need of our country is so huge because we produce baby like rabbits every night. But the resource envelope available to care for the babies we produce, who deserve the right to live in their country, the resource envelope is small. That is why our government in the last 4 years and the global economy contracted. But in the last 4 years, we were responsible. We identified funding options that were available within reach to match the gap that we need to fill. And we went for cheap, concessional, US dollar related borrowings to borrow and not to waste, but to plant in key enablers of our economy that will secure the economic security as well as the livelihood security of our people. One of which is such project. And for those who contest borrowings, let me ask you, government has a responsibility to borrow responsibly to finance key enablers of our country. I wrote a statement down here. I'd rather borrow from tomorrow's earning to finance a better life, not just for tomorrow, but today's generation. This is a key statement. People of East Sepik, I'd rather borrow from tomorrow's earning responsibly to construct the future to be lived by today and tomorrow's generation. But not to do so is passing on undevelopment burden to the next generation. Not to do so is to pass on undevelopment lifestyle that has a compounded and aggregated problems because population is growing. We're passing on to the next generation and we're just being complacent, living with what we have. Living with what we have did not create a new hospital here in Boram. You are living with what you have, with a compounding problem that happened every year, exacerbated by an ever-increasing population. I want to place on record my appreciation to the O'Neill government. They never sat back. They worked. They picked on a good proposal by the Somare government. They worked, initiated this. It was left on the shelf when we arrived in 2019. We picked from the shelf, knowing that the European Union facility was a cheap concessional borrowing with a 5-year grace period, just like the IMF facility we're getting. No one will take over this country. We are being responsible. We are being prudent. We are meeting your needs today so that you can live the tomorrow today and not wait to live tomorrow. Am I right? No can harem talk from politics. For politics have made our country in this quagmire of undevelopment we have caught ourselves in, catch-22. And we have not progressed much. Today we're not just talking in the last 4 years against 4 hard years of economic wars globally and locally. We funded Enga Hospital to the fullest. We funded all outstanding lending commitments of infrastructure. Thank goodness O'Neill initiated, never funded, we've delivered to the fullest. Today we have over 300 contractors running in the road sector, in the health sector, in the education sector, nationwide, not just in Tari or Port Moresby, nationwide. This hospital we are building is a national asset. People of East Sepik, you deserve this. Somare gave his life a ransom for the country. East Sepik, you gave his leadership for the country. One time by kissing, well, people are beginning to blow on top, looks away too. Somare starting process, the secretary, planning before, now gonna put him inside, O'Neill flow him come, James Marape, nail him come down. Finish it. But me like to people of Sepik, we are doing this not because you are my children's uncle. For my children relate to all of PNG by virtue of the fact that I am Prime Minister. We are doing this because you're important people. Coincidentally, Governor Bed spoke my language. Same conversation. This hospital must not be wasted. It secures your future now. And you have to be productive and not weak, lazy, lawless citizen in this place. Sepik, you have the biggest economic potential like no one else in our country. You're not a wasted region. Your seas, your land, your rivers, your island, and most importantly, you people, you are resourceful people. It's a big region in our country. When we put East and West Sepik together, you're a powerhouse that can be an economic region. This hospital must not be wasted. We will ensure that it is staffed and funded and operated. We will ensure that additional support you need comes to you. But I want to conclude, as we're doing in other areas, the rest of PNG, as we conclude this, the next 5 will take off. And then the balance of our 22 focused Provincial and Bougainville Regional Hospital that we want to deliver. And I give commitment to the rest of our country. That program is running so that by the time we come to 2025, 22 hospitals for our country is being progressed, developed, or the progress is on full throttle, so that within this decade, we have delivered modern hospital to our people as they deserve it. But I want to ask you, East Sepik, I will conclude now. Do you appreciate this hospital? Yes! Do you appreciate this hospital? Yes! Me talk English, I'm meeting you know harem, but you harem. Am I right?
Thank you.
If you harem now, me like you good blow line blow me, you stop. Me clear you blow back to front. Me clear you blow go through. You blow good blow line. You blow say give him meat na grease na got something na bun. You blow hold him now no got me blow pass him on the meat na grease na come. Me like ask him you blow. By me hold him agreement or something for this hospital to be a blessing to all of us. Number 1, give him talk thank you all the time. Long Papa God, and make him you, make him in, and make him us. Number 1, God of this country, stop, now you may stop. You know, James Marape or former Prime Minister, no God, God stop, now you stop. Talk thank you, Lord God, over the time. You know, Sukudubi make him, or you know, one of something make him, no God, God stop, now you may stop. Talk thank you, Lord God. Sukudubi and custom, but God stop, now you may stop. Give place for God in its right context. Number 2, me like talk to the people of East Sepik and Papua New Guinea. You must finish your Islam joke, yes. If you're happy for this, work for your country. Amen. Work for your country. If you're employed in the employment sector, whether in the hospital, public service or private sector, work 100%. Give your best for your country. No can less than more. House cry close to, marriage close to, birthday close to, no God. 100% work for your country. We're happy that this hospital is standing up. And if you cry for more development, every worker in our country, 100% work. For those of you who are students, 100% student. Start good law school. No can hold him homebrew, marijuana, homemade, counterpart, can something. You like him when government put in free education in a classroom, pull up too. Go sit down in the classroom and stop inside. But this will make him work. To those of you who said man finish, now Mary finish, no can make him baby tasol suppose you know that one lo vanilla lo gram blue, cacao lo gram blue, cobra lo gram blue. No got sample you said look at him. Ground staff, Sepik, you free up ground now. Government blow you, Pangu and Musa, come out blow you. Government blow you, ready lo palm ground or assist him you. Long you go long cacao big time, vanilla big time, oil palm big time, coffee big time. No can sit down, less, no house it come, road come, school come. Me Prime Minister, me no easy lo you blah, me no come no sugar lo you blah. The country, all of us must carry the load of our country. We all have to work, so to our people, if you're happy with this, let's work. Let's carry the load for our country. Not expecting government only in Waigani or government in Wewak Hills to carry the country. You fundamentally on the floor must carry the country up. Your province is an economic province. That is why we put this to secure the economic security of not just you, but more importantly, investors, businesses, public servants, tourists who want to come to East Sepik. They would know if something goes wrong, they have a modern health facility here next door to them. And so I ask our people, rise up, let's work. Go to your seas, go to your waters, go to your river, go to our land. If you're not employed, contribute to your country. To East Sepik Provincial Health Authority and the CEO and health workers, I step back and say thank you to all of you. You have been carrying the torch, and you have been one of our best performing provincial health authorities in our country. Let me say thank you very much for this. I appreciate all the nurses, all the securities here, and the entire health workers under the Provincial Health Authority in East Sepik. You have served your people well. You have served your country well. You have served God well. But I just want to encourage you from now on, whatever level of commitment you have given to the public service, push it and go full 100%. Do your best. That is your service to your country. Don't support Kumuls. When Kumuls are playing, go Kumul, go Justin Olam. When you cannot work 100% at your workstation. The jersey you have today is the jersey of your uniform you're working at the post, your station today. I want to encourage every health worker here. You've been giving your best, but now I throw in the word absolute best. Give your absolute best to your God, your country, and your people in your post of work here in Wewak and right in East Sepik, and for the health workers right across our country. For those of us who came from Waigani, ministers, secretaries, I make this statement: be of haste to support the provinces and the rural people of the essential services our people truly deserves. I repeat this to the high and mighty, all of us who come from Waigani. Be of haste. Talk English, talk. Hurry up. Now yet. Be of haste to support the provinces. Because in the provinces, you have the sub-national government ready to handle services to our people, especially the 80% plus who live in the rural corners of our country. Don't shut your offices to the provinces, and don't shut your offices to the cry and plight of our people. To the health minister and to the health secretary, check the new Goroka Hospital, make sure it is functional. Check LAVE, make sure it is working. Finish WABEC at the very earliest, and move on. And should I say treasurer and planning minister and myself, let's move on to the other 22 modern hospitals that we want to complete for the rest of our country. And if I can add on here, in 2019, I am humbled to have launched the heart specialist care facility in Port Moresby General Hospital. The cancer facility is going on for our cancer patients, many of whom are our mothers. Mr. Minister Health, Mr. Secretary Health, put this as your completion list for this year. Complete the health specialist care, especially heart and cancer facility we have in Port Moresby, and make Lake get up and get going. And in these sort of good hospitals that is being delivered, it doesn't hurt for us to look into what aspect of specialist care we could plant using ICT as a basis to deliver modern healthcare closer, complementing the modern facilities here and Enga province included. To all members of parliament, few of you at the back, please don't bite my head off. Let's support national government in delivering key national transformational projects instead of the many pet projects that we shop around for. I ask you to help lobby with me. This is a national transformation project. Secures the economy and well-being of our economy and people here, not the many pet projects that we shop around for. Money is few. Let us focus on key deliverables that can anchor our economy well, and from this on, it has a consequential positive effect down the line, and others can piggyback on it later on. To the provincial government here and the other 20 provincial governments, I speak also including the Bougainville region, to the districts and to all of us who work here. I want to conclude by asking, let's work, in as far as the health sector is concerned, let's work with the provincial health authorities, fill in the gap in strategic district hospitals, fill in the gap in strategic missing link health centers, and the community health posts, so that together we could have one plan that the national government finance, instead of a plan that has many offshoots that is not incongruent or that is not in sync, so that one plan can be better financed in time than many plans that doesn't speak to each other. And I ask all districts to channel your district health sector development and anchor it in the provincial health sector development plan. With one plan, we can retire everything that needs to be done in provinces. For this occasion, let me conclude by thanking VAMED, Singfred, Ganzi and the team from VAMED. You came in with a better option. When we arrived, we never saw you as a company that cannot do this. Our own government allowed to facilitate to completion what was outstanding for Wewak Hospital. I want to place on record your commitment to stay the course. In 2020 and 2021, you had issues here. The world shut down. You had your staff, international staff as well as local staff. You maintained and you worked within budget, and I know your profit margin was less, if not eroded. I just want to place on record my appreciation for your great partnership. Of course, we'd like to engage you and look at other facilities or other hospitals we have, but the due process will take its course. And I just want to ask you, remain here in Wewak, allow for training to be completed of all staff that is now going to this new facility, complete your task in Goroka. We will follow the due process. And if it is fitting that you move into other projects, I got Kimbe, I got Central Province, I got Southern Highlands, I got Hela, I got Gulf as the 5 that is ready to get off the block. I also have the balance of about 14, 15 that is to be delivered. And we look forward to work with credible contractors like this. And I just want to pause a moment to speak to all the contractors nationwide. If you're an overseas engaged contractor, look at the formula of VAMED. They engage local contractors. Minimal worker were engaged at the management level. Most were local workers, and I thank all the local workers who worked here. Look at the model that was successful in delivering this hospital. We look forward to working more. I want all of us, in conclusion, let's protect this asset we have. Am I right, huh? Yes. We all gotta protect the asset. If it's a custom, no kaya boy, but then Somare no kaya boy, na mino die yet. Alan Betty no kaya boy, Alan Betty no die yet. You know, I'm making one of something, so I was you losing boy too. And much cancer is stuff. Look at him, so house sick good. Boy lose him, beer lose him, or something lose him outside. Come and tell the house sick, me like, make him announcement. Last year, we pledged him 15 million kina as part of our 15 million kina disbursement to all PHAs nationwide. For East Sepik PHA, I ask you to start the process of staff house. Start the process of staff house. Get out there, procure what you need to procure. We will come in and support. But for this occasion, under Governor Bed's insistence and all civic leaders' requests, assisted by Minister Maru, who never sleeps, to ask me, let's commit to some of the key work that needs to be done here. We brought in 5 million kina to start the process of seawall protection for the district and the reserve. We have another 3 million kina for the power solution in East Sepik. Minister Maru made mention of hydro for feasibility study. We're also working for a solar solution with your provincial government again and with your provincial leaders. Another 3 million kina for the provincial government to look at a power solution for East Sepik that could anchor not just services, but more importantly, the economy of this province going forward. We are ready on standby to support provinces who are working and not those who sit behind and are not working. And I want to ask every one of us, let's work together, pull together. And I look forward to a better East Sepik, a better Papua New Guinea. Let me conclude by asking you all, Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare, put a lot of effort in holding our country together and in setting up our country to be what it is today. I've received an advice from the East Sepik Provincial Government, chaired by Governor Bed, and the proposal was for us to change the name Boron Hospital to Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare Memorial Hospital, and I am in agreement. If you agree with me, say yes. If you agree with me, say yes. If those who are opposing say no, yes, have it. It's a public vote. It's a public vote. No one can dispute this in a coffee place someplace or somewhere else. The public demands that, rightfully so, this hospital be conferred the status and naming of Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare Memorial Hospital be the name of the new Wewak Hospital. I just want to propose one slight change. Instead of Grand Chief, I've removed the word Grand, and I want all of you, Sabusibla, like thinking Tambubla forever too, put him name Great Chief Michael Thomas Somare Memorial Hospital. Great Chief, not a Grand Chief. I believe great is a greater word. Great is a better word that really reflects to what a great man he was for our country. For it is in whom we are here and working and serving, under whose inspiration we are serving you and our country. I want to conclude by asking, have hope. Your government is at work. We know what needs to be done for you, our people, and for our country. We will be fair to all parts of our country. We will leave no parts behind, no place behind. And as they say, you ask the Europeans here, they come from civilization that was built over 1,000 years. Rome was not built in one day, 1 year, let alone 48 years we've been independent. Rome was built over thousands of years. We are making a step in the right direction. So much negativity will be prevalent, especially in day and age of social media real-time transmission. So much negativity. But I want you people, East Sepik, stay the course. You have a government that is working. You have a governor that is functional in your province and working very, very hard. I want you to also work in the economy. Help maintain the good name of East Sepik so that together we can make a difference for our country. It is my great pleasure to now move to open the 250 million Kina Hospital wing to be named the Great Chief Sir Michael Thomas Memorial Hospital. May God bless the great man. May God bless each and every one of you. And may God forever bless our country.